What is up, Killer Collective? Mount Kilimanjaro here, bringing you a detective kind of video today. That's right. It's the first time doing anything like this. I hope you like it. There's just something that was really important to me for a variety of reasons that we'll get into. But definitely hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel if you would. I mean, I put in a lot of work on this vid, a lot of background work. I even shaved my unibrow. I mean, this is how important this is to me. All right, so if you look here on the screen, you see an auction set up on the website govdeals.com. Okay, now GovDeals takes auctions from all types of government agencies, including the United States Postal Service. All those collectibles you see on the screen were all deemed undeliverable and lost by the United States Postal Service. What happens is if they can't deliver, you got a bad address on there, there's no return address. Sometimes the mail gets damaged, you can't read the address. They send it to Atlanta, to what used to be called the dead letter office. Now it's where they just send the missing mail. I don't know exactly what they call it. And then they auction it off. So they'll open it, see if it's of any value, and then they decide to keep it and sell it. So a little shady there. We'll go into some different reasons of why that's shitty and why it's not, honestly. Just so you guys know, I used to be a mail carrier. I was a mail carrier and a supervisor for 4 years at the Postal Service in Wyoming. So I do know a little bit more than your average Joe when it comes to this kind of stuff. So normally I don't make these kind of videos. I just open Pokemon cards, play video games, stream, give stuff away. I actually have a stream later tonight, playing Fortnite, giving some cards away. If you guys are interested in winning some free stuff, come through. If not, that's okay. I understand. All right, so first up, I started this off with a tweet. Okay, I had a piece of mail that I thought might be lost. I Googled missing mail because there's a claim service you have to go through. Came across an article. Found this auction, which was insane to me, and I posted it on Twitter. So you can see here I wrote, "Did you guys know that USPS sells our undeliverable items? Mail that cannot be delivered or returned gets sent to Atlanta and is sold if unclaimed. The link to the auction is below if you're curious." Now, this piqued my interest. I thought it might pique other people's interest, and it did, honestly. There's a picture of the auction there. You can see we got 61,200 views. Pretty good, especially for me. I'm not super engagement heavy on Twitter. Did get a lot of attention. As you can see through the tweets here, we'll just scroll through a couple of them. A lot of people didn't know that this is done. I mean, I had heard of it before. I didn't realize it was on this scale magnitude. What I wanted to do is just kind of go through some of the items, take a look at some values, some of the more interesting, unique items, and see what we had here. This auction ended up ending at $21,515. Then there was a 10% buyer's premium. So the buyer paid $23,666.50 for this. Plus, if you don't live in the Atlanta area, you're going to have to pay for shipping. There's 390 pounds of collectibles, so pretty much talking about a pallet at this point. Let's take a look at some of the values here. Some of the items. Zoom in a little bit so you can get a quick view of just what we see here. Some signed collectibles, 12 booster boxes of how they evolved there. Some complete sets of like baseball. We see a Southern Islands binder right here. If that's full of a complete set of Southern Islands, that's very, very valuable. We have just tubs and tubs of cards. I mean, look at all these slabs. Insane number of slabs. You have a ton of sleeved right here. I do see Evolving Skies right there. Nothing else really jumping out from this far away. Look at the slabs here. Just a ton of sports slabs. You see a ton of autos, a ton of relics. A signed 49ers helmet. Niner gang. Yeah, this is just nuts. This is just absolutely insane. Look at all those slabs. See some Pokemon binders in here too. Boxing, little ring magazine, collectible. This is just nuts. The link to this auction will be down below if you want to take a look yourself. There's a couple things in the auction that interested me. Here it says that they're all in an 80-pound hamper, which doesn't seem possible. 29 by 45 by 27. There's way more than that here. The thing that caught my eye here, there is no guarantee As to the quality of the item sold, all lots listed in this auction are recovered, sold as is. Makes sense. All items listed are not inspected or mechanically checked. Okay, makes sense. Now this is the one that really kind of interests me. Any type of inventory provided in the listing is not an official or certified manifest. So does the picture count as inventory, or is that just if they are kind enough to make an inventory for you? All notated inventory is simply a courtesy and an attempt to assist bidders with a general estimation of what may or may not be included in the auction lot. So you're saying you're putting this auction up and these items may not even be in there? Or is that only if you have like a typed out inventory? So you don't know if you're getting all these items? What does that mean? Does that mean they take a picture and they take it home? I don't know. I'm very curious about that. You can see there, look, Atlanta Surplus Center. This is where the auction items are right here. And here's what I wanted to focus on here, because this is where the pictures start getting interesting. Okay. We can get some better look at some of the slabs here. Like I said, there's a patch, like 4-patch slab right there, which is always interesting. Definitely see a shit ton of autos here. I mean, just an insane number of collectibles. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And unfortunately, these pictures are trash. This isn't my computer. This isn't the fact that I'm not zooming in. Somebody just is taking pictures with a burner phone or something. I don't understand it. I'm also not, I mean, I love sports, right? And I do have interest in the sports card market, but my overall knowledge is just lacking, probably. So if you see anything insane in here that I didn't catch, definitely let me know about it, because I am curious. Let's keep doing that. Slab after slab. And we get over into the Pokemon stuff here. Obviously some Radiant Charizards there, a Nessa, Full Art Pikachu, Acerolas Premonition, Aerodactyl, Alt-Art right there. There's that Southern Islands binder we were talking about. You see here it says approximate weight 398 pounds. So that's a shitload of collectibles. Definitely got some vintage down here. Got a Charizard Alt-Art, Rainbow Pikachu. Ton of Marnies back here. Looks like some ladies right there. Just the sheer volume of this is insane. But do you think, I don't know, because like I said, we can't see everything, but $21,000, 23 after the buyer's fee, then you got to pay tax on top of that and possibly shipping. Do you think they're going to get their money back? Let me know down in the comments. Do you think they're going to get their money back when they sell all this? I don't know. Got some Celebrations Umbreons, Dark Blastoise right there. Bunch of Dragonites. See, those are Dragonites. Obviously, whoever organized this knows a little something about collectibles. They know a little something about the Pokemon market, because they've got things bunched together, kind of how you would expect a collector to. And look at these tubs here, full of cards. Let's start looking at some of the individual collectibles here. So we have a 98 Rockets Moltres Hollow. Okay, and take a look here. It's PSA 9. See, the last sold on eBay was $42.35. Nothing too crazy. I like this one, the Snorlax CD promo. The artwork is sick. We got a PSA 10 here. Look at that, $299, $275. So here we're getting into the big bangers. We got a 99 Nidoking, Japanese. Looks like 150, 132, not bad. Gengar Hollow, sick card. Any collector would love to have that. This one's not too expensive in a PSA 7, 50 bucks. Got a Sabrina's Gengar, the banned Gengar, sick card. 120 is what we're showing. Got a ton of loose cards here in tubs. So we got books, binders, whatever that is over there. Bunch more cards in top loaders. Just a ton of crap in here. Here we have the Shining Mew, which is a beautiful card. Take a look at this one. $235. Someone offered less. $180. So safe to say about $200 in there somewhere. A signed Fonzie. Hey! We have a 1/1 CJ Precise. Triple patch. Very interesting. The fact that it's 1/1, even if it's not for a great player. I didn't do well looking up prices for sports cards. They're a little bit harder. For me, anyway. Got a Jalen Hurts signed rookie auto there. Prince Fielder. Brock Purdy, my boy. The Brock Star. Purdy Mania. They did my boy Trey Lance dirty, though. He didn't even get a real shot. They did Trey Lance dirty. Corey Seager. Screw the Dodgers. Got a George Pickens. 7/9. Got a helmet piece there, which is kind of strange. I assume that's a sticker off the middle. George Pickens is dope, though. I think he's going to have a good year, breakout year. Earl Campbell. Frank Thomas, the big hurt. Got a PSA 8. Evolution Zard, not especially valuable. Bryce Butler. Bo Jackson. Bo knows your girl. Justin Jefferson. So I was trying to really find the price on this. It's a 10 out of, it's numbered 10 out of 10. Justin Jefferson's probably the best wide receiver in the league. You try to search just by the card number, and it pulls up like every card in that set. It's super confusing. I don't know. I couldn't find it. But I imagine that this Justin Jefferson is probably at least $500. Aaron Rodgers, how you guys think Aaron Rodgers is going to do on the old Jets? And then this is the last item they took a picture of. This is a game stub from 1965, June 20th. I believe it's the first game they ever did Bat Day. Okay, and this is a big deal. Mickey Mantle was kind of on the downswing of his career. Yeah, this is obviously something that's probably very rare. It's not a common thing to have. And when I posted this on Twitter, somebody reached out because that is their slab. Okay, I was hoping that somebody would reach out, and they did. So you can see here that Bears Collector on Twitter tagged somebody talking about this slab. And if you go through here, it was for Will Stern. Okay, Will Stern's a huge Mickey Mantle fan, and he was so excited to buy this, and it got lost. He is trying to get it back. So if you bought this lot, if you happen to see this video, and you want to get rid of that, please hit up Will Stern on Twitter. This is his item. I'm not saying you got to give it to him or even cut him a discount. But if you're going to sell it, hit this guy up. And if you did buy this lot, hit me up. Let me know. I would love to talk to you about this, especially when you start breaking down values for what you paid and everything. Definitely hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter, Mount Kilimanjaro, Instagram, Mount Kilimanjaro, Twitter, Mount Kilimanjaro. I mean, you can get hold of me anywhere. It's always Mount Kilimanjaro. But yeah, here we go. Here's Will Stern talking about that slab. I've always said this photo is the greatest picture in the history of sports. Finally tracked down the ticket from that game which the photo was taken. Only 2 tickets from this game have ever been graded by PSA. That is insane. This is a very rare piece of history, and the United States Postal Service sold it. It's very unfortunate. Man, that just makes me sad for the guy. Let's take a look at the article real quick that I stumbled upon that told me about how all this works. There's a little information here that's important. It's on the hill-com. Most of this is just normal shit here. But here we get to the Mail Recovery Center, okay? It's their job to determine the identity and location of the senders or recipients by having its investigators examine, scan, or ultimately open the lost mail and packages. If the investigators find a name or clue associated with an address, great. The package can be shipped off to the recipient or back to the sender. So this would let you know that maybe a receipt in there would be able to help, or a note with your addresses. If not, and the contents of the package are determined to be valid at $25 or more, or $20 or more in cash, they stay where they are in Atlanta. It says they hold these packages for at least 30 days or 60 days for barcoded mail. Okay, and this is important because somewhere on the USPS website, here's the missing mail search request. When can I file a missing mail search request? Right here. The missing mail application will allow you to submit a search request is 365 days. That's awesome. Why do I need to wait? Why is that even an option if you're getting rid of my mail that quickly? And if you go and you look at this, okay, these are Paldea Evolved booster boxes. Obviously not an old set. So these were probably only held for the 60 days and rushed to auction pretty quickly. So this 365 days bullshit, I'm not buying it. Sorry. Sorry, USPS. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. But it says go ahead and file a missing mail search request. Give all the information you can about what the package looks like, any information, the contents, all that stuff. USPS says these items are handled in a variety of ways. Okay. Says the USPS rep cannot provide specific details, though the department site indicates that unclaimed items could be trashed, recycled, or donated to charitable or welfare organizations. Okay. In other cases, these lost or unclaimed items are put up for auction and sold off to the highest bidder. So what I want to know is, it's cool that you're going to donate stuff to charitable or welfare, but how do you determine what you're going to sell? Is it because it's valuable? Because there's money to be made? So you're going to sell our collectibles. I mean, you got to do something with them, right? It'd be shitty if you just threw them in the garbage. I understand selling them to a point. I understand donating them. It's just, this whole situation is just frustrating for a lot of people. Now, probably the most important part of this video, this is cool awareness. It's fun to look at, whatever. But the most important part of this is how can you avoid having this happen to you? Obviously, the first and most important thing is you need to verify the address of the person you are shipping to. If you're selling things, that is number one responsibility for you as a seller. This is crazy. If I buy something from somebody and they put the wrong address and I don't get my package, that's like seller 101, right? Do better. Make sure you have a legible return address in case something goes wrong so the package can come back to you. Include that note in there, even if it's just a receipt. Maybe these guys are going to open your package and find it and ship it off to you. Maybe they're not. I don't know. I have a hard time believing all these collectibles on the screen didn't have some sort of receipt or packing slip or anything. I don't know. There's definitely there's too much wiggle room there, and it leaves a lot of doubt. Proper packaging. So this is an important one. Obviously, using a good sturdy box is important. Using a lot of tape, using good tape. There are different qualities of tape. This is something else that people don't consider. When you're mailing things out in a PWE, right? We all want to save money. It's cheaper. If you're sending out one card, if you're going to use a flimsy, crappy, plain white envelope like this, do not put a top loader directly in that envelope, okay? You want to know why? Let's seal this up. I'll show you. So when the post office is sorting your mail, it's going through these machines that are scanning the address, reading it, and sorting it. These machines crush this flat like this, and these envelopes are going through there at an insane rate of speed. Like, you have no idea. I've seen people send envelopes twice as thick as this full of top loaders, and they don't give when they're going that fast. So imagine your envelope goes through these rollers, gets pinched off right there, and gets stuck. Okay, what do you think is going to happen with this top loader? It's pretty sturdy. It's not the sturdiest. And then, now this is going through these machines over and over and over again, okay? At this kind of speed. Boom, 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 boom. Now this one held up. That's not too bad. So this envelope held up pretty good. But if you had a thicker stack in here, it was a little more firm, this is what's going to happen, okay? Or it's going to shoot out this side like that. And now your address is gone. Your address is on this piece of the envelope, and then this is going through the sorting machine, and that falls out. All right. So what I recommend, I like to use these envelope envelopes from card shells. Just a little extra protection. Obviously, if you're shipping anything thicker than that, you should be doing non-machinable, paying the extra money. But even then, it's not guaranteed that something's not going to happen to this envelope. So keep that in mind. I've seen plenty of people lose items out of their mail because of that. If someone, takes the time to buy something for you, or if it's important enough to send, it should be important enough to send right. All right, the next thing you need to consider, watch the tracking on your packages. Almost every seller provides you with tracking when they ship something out. A lot of it's automated if they use Shopify, eBay, whatever. Keep an eye on your tracking. If you know you have a $500 card coming to you, I watch that shit like a hawk. I even use informed delivery from USPS. If you're not signed up for informed delivery, you should be. It'll take pictures of your packages, it reads your address, and it compiles all your trackings into one spot. Now, if somebody puts your incorrect address on there, informed delivery isn't going to pick it up. But that is also a telltale sign that something's wrong. If you get a tracking from somebody and you check it and it says it's out for delivery tomorrow, and you check your informed delivery and it doesn't show up on there, that means that your address is probably wrong. Something's wrong with that package. That gives you a chance to get ahead of it, have a plan, contact the post office, anything you can do to get ahead of that problem. All right, the next step I can recommend is getting the phone number to your local post office. I live in a small town. I know the phone number there. I know the carriers. It makes it a lot easier on me. If I have an issue, I call them directly. I don't deal with the 1-800 number unless I absolutely have to. So if you can do the same, you really should. Now, it's not always easy to get that phone number. They don't want people having it. They don't want to be bothered. If you can't get the phone number, show up down there if you can. Putting your face there is probably a stronger signal than even calling. So if you show up, they see your face, they see that you're upset, obviously be respectful. Don't go in there raging and throwing things and being a Karen. Let them know how important the package is to you. I wouldn't recommend telling them the specific value or what's in there. You never know who might overhear that. Just let them know, hey, I was waiting on this. It's really important to me. And maybe they'll help you more likely than just calling the 1-800 number where you speak to a robot or you speak to somebody who has not a lot of interest in whether your mail gets delivered. The thing about the USPS is people always shit on them, but honestly, I do believe they care. When I was a mail carrier, I wanted my customers, my route, homes, whatever you want to say, the businesses, I wanted them all to get their mail on a daily basis. It was very important to me, and I'm sure it's that way for most carriers. If all else fails, none of those things help, you talk to your mail carrier, you talk to the post office. Of course, you can call the 1-800 number. They'll launch an investigation. The very last step is to do the missing mail search request. So here's the website. Well, this is just an FAQ about it. It's just like missing mail is all you have to do. And it just tells you what to do here, the kind of information you're going to need. It just shows, it's very explanatory on this FAQ. There's a few things that can't be searched. If you lose a handgun, it can't be sent to you. It has to be sent back to the dealer you bought it from. Drugs, prescription drugs, food, live ammo, hazardous materials. So if you do, if you go through all that list, you qualify to do a missing mail search. It's missingmail.usps.com. All right, now that you have all the information, there's one last thing I wanted to talk about. Now, is this morally right of the United States Postal Service? Let me know down in the comments what you think. I do have an opinion. Let's go over it real quick. What else are they supposed to do with your items? I mean, obviously, I like to think that they are doing their best to find everything and get it to the original sender, get it to the place it's supposed to go. I do have a hard time believing that when I see all those collectibles. We're talking about some high dollar items in there, and so, it just calls into question. And it sucks, right? Because you're supposed to be able to trust the post office. I know when I was a kid growing up, my parents used to tell me, if something goes wrong and you can't find a cop, find a mailman, right? These people were an important part of their communities. And now it just doesn't seem that way anymore. Right on. And it's hard to say why, right? I know more and more stories come out of mail carriers stealing mail or, shit like that. And they're reported on more because it's the USPS. I mean, UPS and FedEx have the same issues. You just hear about it more when it's a postal employee. And speaking of UPS and FedEx, they do the exact same thing. If they have an undeliverable package, they auction them off. They sell them. It's just not on a site that I can find like Gov Deals. I did some research. I couldn't find it. Obviously, I'm not a detective or even good at this. So, I mean, someone like Rattle might be able to. That dude's an internet sleuth. But they do the same thing. They steal packages too. I know when it comes down to me, if I have a choice of which way my items are going to be shipped, I choose the Postal Service every time. I have less issues with my mail getting delayed, my packages getting delayed. I trust the mail carriers for the most part. There's always going to be a couple bad eggs that ruins it. But to me, the USPS is the best way to go. It's usually the cheapest for smaller stuff, and I trust them. And like I said in the beginning of the video, maybe I'm biased because I was a mail carrier, but that's just how I feel. I hear horror stories for every carrier. Some people hate USPS, some people hate UPS, some people hate FedEx. You just have to know what you're most comfortable with. Sometimes it's not up to you. Sometimes it's just up to the seller. But you can track these packages the same way. You can set up a FedEx account that gives you crazy information about your packages. The FedEx has an app, UPS doesn't. You can set up a UPS account that gives you way more information if you have an account compared to if you don't and you're just checking tracking. So you got to do all those things regardless of what company you're getting shipped with. And I mean, what else are they supposed to do with these items, right? Should they destroy them? Do you want your collectibles destroyed? It sucks they're being sold. Do you want them at least they're going in the hands of another collector? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. You guys let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. I was just more surprised than anything about the whole thing. Gengar! Let's go, Gengar gang. And Porygon Z. But I appreciate you guys watching this rambling vid. Like I said, I don't normally do this. Hopefully it turned out coherently and it made sense. I'm sure I didn't make too much of an ass of myself, probably a little bit. I usually do. But if you're into Pokemon, you like winning giveaways, please like and subscribe. Check out the channel, streaming tonight. I will catch y'all later. Good luck, good hunting. I'm praying for you that you don't get your packages lost. Later, everybody.